Tonight on News Prime, reps to probe the standard organization of Nigeria over substandard building materials. And the business ECOWAS seeks stronger regional response to food crisis. On the front scene, 330 killed as Israel renews hostility in Gaza. On the sport news tonight, Messi injured as Argentina seeks to seal World Cup players. Hello and welcome to News Prime, Young Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I'm Deacon Michael. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and StarTimes channel 276. You can download the Global TV Nigeria mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. We'll first begin from the presidency, as President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has declared a state of emergency in Rivers State following the protracted political crisis in the state. The Tinubu made the proclamation during a nationwide broadcast today, suspending Governor Siminalayi Fubara, his deputy, and the members of the House of Assembly for 6 months. Apart from that, former Minister of Finance Kemi Adeosun has urged President Bola Tinubu to appoint a national export advisor to drive reforms and boost Nigeria's export sector. Adeosun made the call during a keynote address at the Nigerian Export-Import Bank's International Women's Day Conference 2025 with a theme for all women, right, equality, empowerment, health in Abuja. She noted that Nigeria's export to GDP ratio stood at 9.2% compared to other African countries, adding that Nigeria did not need to reduce its imports into the country, but rather increase its export. Now, the House of Representatives passed the 4 tax reform bills transmitting to the National Assembly in October 2024 by President Bola Tinubu. Recall that the House had on Thursday last week considered and approved the reports of the House Committee on Finance, which made some recommendations, particularly in controversial areas such as the value-added tax and inheritance tax. While awaiting the Senate to similarly pass the bills, the proposed reforms are expected to be transmitted to the President for his assent in the days ahead. The President of the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, Festus Osifo, has demanded that Sterling Oil and Gas Company must disengage the over 10,000 Indian expatriates currently employed at the company and replace them with qualified Nigerians seeking job opportunities in the oil and gas industry. Our correspondent Ramsey has a report.
The Bengasin president, during a press briefing in Abuja, alleged that these practices were designed to get around Nigerian labor laws, which require companies to prioritize Nigerian workers unless there is a clear and substantiated shortage of local skills. Osifo explained that the primary issue lies in the fact that these expatriates are taking jobs that could easily be performed by qualified Nigerians, especially in low-skill positions.
If other companies, the IOCs, the indigenous producers, they are all complying with our laws, they are all complying with our regulations, Sterling cannot be an exception. Sterling cannot be bigger than Nigeria. Sterling management cannot be bigger than Nigerians. As we have highlighted last week, and we are strongly, we strongly believe in this. We know that that is exactly what is happening. We have said last week that as of today, we have over 10,000 Indians that are working in Sterling. And majority of these people, they are doing middle and low level jobs. These are jobs that Nigerians should do. These are jobs that today we have Nigerians littering the streets. These are the jobs that they should be doing. But instead, we have Indians doing these jobs. Jobs such as welders, jobs such as vulcanizers, jobs such as gatemen, jobs such as even cooks, jobs such as communication, jobs such as panel operator, are all carried out by Indians. If you go to the other IOCs, you could see that the Indian to Nigeria ratio is less than 2%, in some cases not more than 5%, in some cases, most especially in the upper management, because they are the shareholders. We cannot say that they will not have representative in Nigeria at all. So in the upper management in most of these companies, you have up to 5% of those manning those strategic positions as the investors. But a situation where you have the entire operations manned by Indians, and most of these are not even qualified. Most of them don't even have secondary school certificates, but they are manning our jobs in a country that literally we are looking for jobs. In a country where the unemployment rate continuously is on the upward trajectory. So for us, we said no, we will never accept these anymore.
Usifo further called on authorities to rise to the occasion, noting that the operation of other expatriates has been within the confine of the laws and regulations guiding the entire process, stating that if nothing is being done, they will shut down the oil company and embark on a national strike.
In this case,
and now back to the National Assembly. The House of Representatives resolved to probe allegations about Standard Organization of Nigeria's reversal of its decision to shut down 18 companies found wanting in the production and distribution of substandard building materials, especially the manufacturers of iron rods. The resolution of the House followed the adoption of a motion of urgent public importance sponsored by Edo lawmaker Billy Ozagwaro. A member of All Progressive Congress urged the House to ask the Sun to do everything possible to eliminate the fake products, particularly building materials, from the Nigerian market and ensure only quality products find their way to the markets nationwide. The Oyo State House of Assembly has suspended the chairman of Saki East local government area, Emmanuel Adedeku, over allegations of gross misconduct. A suspension which takes immediate effect was announced during the Assembly's plenary following a petition submitted by 11 members of the People's Democratic Party in Saki East. The petitioners accused Adedeku of repeatedly disregarding directives from Governor Seyi Makinde since assuming office. And now an explosion had rocked the Trans-Niger pipeline at Bordeaux, Kokana local government area of Rivers State. The affected section of the major pipeline was currently on fire, though the exact cause of the explosion remains unknown at the time. Authorities have yet to determine whether the incident resulted from human interference, especially amid the recent threats by militant groups to attack oil installations in response to the federal government withholding of Rivers State allocations due to the ongoing political crisis. The All Progressive Congress chairman of Benno State, Benjamin Omale, has reaffirmed the importance of Thanksgiving during the holy periods of Ramadan, almsgiving rather, during the period of Ramadan and Lent. He emphasized that Governor Hassan Alia's administration remains committed to supporting the less privileged. Speaking during a food distribution event at the Benno State Correctional Center in Yokio, Makurdi, the All Progressive Congress Benno State chairman, highlighted the significance of the sacred months, noting that Ramadan and Lent bring divine blessings and mercies.
That at this period, period of Lent, the period of Ramadan, which have concerned Christian fasting. And during this fasting, the Christian community has started to give alms and support the less needed. So, in conjunction with His Excellency Good Work from Benno State, we as a member of the APC have come here to share our love to our brothers and sisters who are in this correctional facility.
And our President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, has hinted that the Electoral Act 2022 will be amended to include the statutory delegates in political parties' primaries slated for next year ahead of the 2027 elections. Akpabio spoke in Abuja says during a meeting with the leadership of the Nigerian Bar Association, the Senate President says that the omission of the statutory delegate from the primaries of political parties in the Electoral Act was a mistake that must be corrected before the next general election. Vice President Kashim Shettima says the nation's economy is on the path of sustained growth. He made this known when President Bola Tinubu hosted the leadership and members of the House of Representatives to iftar at the new banquet hall of the State House in Abuja. Kikele Makere has the details.
Vice President Kashim Shettima says the government will create a Nigeria where every citizen could thrive. He therefore called on the leadership of the National Assembly to uphold their sacred responsibilities by prioritizing unity and national development over political decisions and partisan interests. Speaking on behalf of the president, he further assured Nigeria that the government's economic policy is yielding results.
I want to commend the Speaker and the leadership of the House for providing stability to the House. There can never be peace without development. There can never be development without peace. The peace in the House is a welcome development. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, on behalf of Mr. President.
Earlier, Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, thanked President Tinubu for the invitation to break fast with him and for always showing respect and concern for the House of Representatives. He assured the President that every member of the House of Representatives is in support of his administration, noting that the policies of the government is for betterment of the people and Nigeria as a country. On behalf of the House, the Speaker donated the sum of 705 million naira, which he says is for a 6-month 50% deduction from their salaries to augment the humanitarian engagement of the President and support vulnerable people in the country.
To show our concern to the entire people of Nigeria that the predicament they were in, we also felt it. And because of that, we took a resolution that from July 2024 to December 2024, we will sacrifice 50% of our basic salaries. So that we will now set that money aside and contribute and donate to you so that you can also use it to look at the targeted areas in Nigeria where we have vulnerable people who are in need of food, shelter, accommodation, clothing, and what have you. We leave it to you to decide on where you want to intervene. But it is a symbolic contribution from the House to show you, as well as show the whole entire nation, that the passage of that particular period was being felt by each and every one of us.
Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News.
The Minister of Federal Capital Authority, Nyesom Wike, has revoked the land of the People's Democratic Party's National Secretariat, which is situated in Abuja. Wike issued the revocation notice in a letter dated March 13, 2025, titled Notice of Rights of Occupancy with file number MISC 81346 in respect of the plots within the Central Area District, Abuja. It was signed by the Director of Land Administration, Chijoke Nwakweze. The Adamawa State Government, through the Poverty Alleviation and Wealth Creation Agency, has commenced a technical skills acquisition and trade program for youth and women. This initiative is designed to empower participants with essential skills, enhance human capital development, and promote educational advancement and create sustainable economic opportunities for individuals and communities across the state. As part of Governor Hamadu Homaro's Interior's commitment to fostering skill development, reducing unemployment, and promoting self-reliance, the Adamawa State Government has resuscitated and revived the 10 well-equipped skills acquisition centers strategically located across the state. In about to Benue State, as the government has reiterated its commitment to ensuring the security and welfare of its citizens, particularly those affected by boundary dispute and conflict between herders and farmers in Kwande region. And this was a key message from the high-level security and boundary meeting convened at the instance of the governor of Benue State, Hassan Alia. Felicity Ndere has the details.
During the meeting at the Government House Makudi, the Take Kwande engineer Timothy Ahili and the chairman Kwande Local Government, Honorable Vitalis Neji, pointed out that apart from the constant farmers-herders crisis, the issue of illegal mining activities also play a major role in the crisis within the area, and further commended the state government for its proactive steps taken to resolve the conflict while calling for permanent solution to ensure peace returns to the Azaz.
We are faced with a lot of attacks at least twice a week, killing, burning of houses, and we don't really understand because where we are residing is Benue State.
We don't have problems with the Tapu people, and yet we are attacked. And these people that do attack us don't fly. They come on land. We are thinking that yes, if we begin to interact with the Tapu local government council and we sit and talk, it might help even the security situation.
Governor Hyacinth Alia, represented by his deputy Sam Odi, reaffirmed the government's dedication to safeguarding the people of Benue State, stressing that the administration remains unwavering in its responsibility to ensure the safety of its residents. He assures the affected communities that efforts are being intensified to restore peace, allowing displaced persons to return to their ancestral homes and resume their farming and other activities.
We are not resting on our house. We call on stakeholders within the Kwande geographical location. We call on Benue people wherever they are to note that this government has not and will never abdicate her responsibility to secure the good people of Benue State. It is our determination to do so, knowing fully well that the primary duty of government is the welfare and the security of the people.
As part of measures to implement the resolution reached during the meeting, the Benue State government says it will set up a communique drafting committee to outline actionable strategies. The committee will forward these strategies to the relevant authorities for implementation. In Makudi, Felicity Ndere, Global TV News.
You're watching the live broadcast of News Prime. When News Prime returns, the Federal High Court Abuja dismissed the FCCPC request to Dangote Petroleum Refinery and the petrochemicals. We have those details coming in shortly, plus foreign and sports stories on the other side of this break. Please stay with us.
Do you know that Global Television can be watched in Nigeria and all over the world?
Download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to watch Global Television real-time from around the world. What are you waiting for?
Start downloading and stay connected to Global Television.
Welcome back and on to business news. The Federal High Court Abuja has dismissed the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission's FCCPC their request to join and challenge Dangote Petroleum Refinery and the petrochemicals of the 100 billion naira import license lawsuit. Justice Inyang Equal dismissed the FCCPC's joint request while ruling on its application to join and prove Dangote's alleged planned monopoly in the oil and gas sector. Meanwhile, the president of Dangote Industry, Aliko Dangote, alleged that his cement plant in Itori, Ekwere local government area of Ogun State, was demolished twice by the governor, Ibekunle Motion administration, including the factories fencing during the second demolition. In a swift reaction to the allegation, the former Ogun State governor said that Dangote does not possess requisite approvals for constructing the structures he alleged were demolished. Speaking when he visited his new cement factory located in Tori, local government area of the state, Dangote commended Governor Dakpo Abiodun for persuading him to return and resume construction of the plant, which is now nearly completion and expected to commence operation next year. And now more on the business. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited has pledged its commitment to ensuring that funds allocated under the Petroleum Industrial Act are effectively utilized to drive meaningful development in the oil-producing communities, especially in Bayelsa State. This assurance was made by the Chief Upstream Investment Officer of the NNPCL, Sheyi Omotowa, during a stakeholders engagement session with the host community development in Yenagoa, Bayelsa State. And now, the Economic Community of West African States has called for urgent measures to address the worsening food crisis in West Africa and the Sahel, warning that millions could face severe hunger if proactive steps are not taken. Speaking at the third meeting of the ECOWAS Regional Food Security Reserve Management Committee in Abuja, the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Kari, stressed the importance of food reserves in tackling food security in the region. And now, moving to the front scene, thousands of people in central Ukraine were left without electricity following the countrywide Russian attack involving more than 130 drones that damaged critical infrastructure. Kyiv and Moscow have recently escalated the cross-border drone and missile attacks despite a US-led proposal for a 30-day ceasefire to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The governor of the Zaporizhzhia region, which the Kremlin claims as part of Russia, said around 3,000 people were cut off from the grid following the attack. And now the European Union says Russia and China were using massive digital arsenals to interfere in Western democracies. While their messaging around the war in Ukraine had become increasingly aligned, Foreign Policy Chief Kaja Kallas says foreign information manipulation and interference is a major security threat to the European Union. And now moving to sport, Lionel Messi will miss Argentina's World Cup qualifier this month after suffering a groin strain in the Inter Miami's victory over Atlanta at the weekend. His club confirmed Messi was left out of the Argentina squad for the world champion clash against Uruguay on Friday, which is followed by the showdown with Brazil on March 25th. Inter Miami says in a statement that a scan had revealed Messi suffered a low-grade injury in the Dr. Marzol in a 2-1 win on Sunday. Before we wrap up the sport, the Super Eagles of Nigeria will return to action later this week as they face Rwanda in a must-win match for the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualification campaign. Nigeria currently sit in the 5th place in Group C, having secured just 3 points from their opening 4 matches. Their fixtures will also mark the debut of new head coach Eric Chelle, a Franco-Malian tactician appointed earlier this year. And as we wrap up the news prime, let's take a look at the top stories. The House of Representatives resolved to probe allegations against standard organizations of Nigeria reversal of decision to shut down 18 companies found wanting in the production and distribution of substandard building materials. And the business, we told you, the Economic Community of West African States has called for urgent measures to address the worsening food crisis in West Africa and the Sahel. At the front scene, the fragile ceasefire in Gaza is under serious risks of being shattered as waves of Israeli airstrikes have reportedly killed about 330 people in the Palestinian city. Now, the sport, Lionel Messi will miss Argentina's World Cup qualifiers this month after suffering a groin strain in the Inter Miami's victory over Atlanta at the weekend. And that's the package here on News Prime. Kindly follow us on all social media platform at Global TV NG. You can also download the Global TV Nigeria mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. I am Deacon Mike. Many thanks for watching and stay with us here on News Prime. See you again.